Not
Oh,
your
now
dog.
it's in the building. Memphis 10, Dirty Diamonds in the building. Chico, peep game. You
Peep
ready for some
game.
game?
Yes, sir, with the blesser.
Missouri Tigers, Tennessee Volunteers. Let's see. Oklahoma Sooners.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Alabama Crimson Tide.
Wow, roll damn tide.
South Carolina Gamecocks, Chico. Let me see. Oregon Ducks, Chico.
Where we going with this?
California Golden Bears, Cal. You know what all they got in common?
Shouts out to my dog out there, QB. What they got in common?
They all have one thing in common, Chico.
What is this?
They are behind the bus as it relates to the ranking of the use of the 2026 transfer portal. ESPN releases top 25. Colorado is sitting at 18 in the way Coach Prime utilized and got what he needed to revamp a 3-9 season through the portal. Deion Sanders went back to the portal to fix a Buffalo's roster that went 3-9 in 2025, including just one Big 12 win. Got former Texas wide receiver DeAndre Moore was the biggest coup because he reunites with Colorado offensive coordinator Brendan Marion, who recruited him to Texas. You know, Moore is explosive in the open field with a solid track record of production for the Longhorns and should command a significant target share this year, Chico. That's not all. On the defensive side, you added Boo Carter, a 2024 SEC All-Freshman at Tennessee. And yo man, because you're going to his camp. Speaking of that Texas transfer pipeline, Leano Lafau, North Shore is in the building. A 2-year starter down in Austin, well-rounded linebacker who really can play all three downs. You put all that together with all the other pieces, ESPN is saying Colorado, number 18 in the usage of the portal. Head of Alabama, head of Oregon, head of Missouri, you name it. Claim it.
That's dope right there, man. Y'all make sure y'all put a hand clap in the chat right now because a lot of people, I guarantee you, y'all didn't know that or didn't think that. A lot of people were doubting that and talking about Coach Prime and his staff and what they brought in this season. And you see right there what their rankings are and talking about the players that they brought in and how Coach Prime talked about on this show how he, for one, scouted everything that came in and that went out before, signing off on anyone this year. So hey, kudos to Coach Prime and his recruiting eye, his scouting eye, his eye for talent, so to speak.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So bam, there you go. The experts think so also.
Let me tell you this, man. We all know about the prime effect, but little of us want to walk that line and toe that line on the prime tax. And if ESPN is saying we 18, we probably 12. I'm just saying, dog. I'm just saying, we're in the top 25 and they guys at 18. It's normally a plus or minus error of 5 with Prime. So that'd be 13 or 12 in my book. I like what Coach Prime did in the portal. Again, catches a lot of criticism, rightly so, deservedly so, did not dodge any of that, on a 3-9 season. But one of the things you got to have, Chico, to cook is you got to have ingredients. You got to have groceries in the refrigerator, in the pantry, in the cabinet. You go in my refrigerator right now, Chico, you're going to be looking at a bottle and the light. Ain't too much I can do, Chico, but now you go to the stove and you pack you some ingredients in there. You bring in 2 new chefs on the OC and DC side, make some other staff changes underneath them as well.
I see where you're going.
You got the ingredients in the cabinet in the fridge. You got 2 new cooks who know what they're doing.
You ain't lying.
I'm expecting a better meal, Chico. I'm expecting to eat more than 3.
That's right. I see where you're going with that. You got these 2 guys up in there, man, cooking with passion and with know-how, with a sense of urgency. You know what I mean? And then, like you pointed out, man, the only 2 in the country where you got the black head coach and 2 black coordinators. You got something to prove. You might come in with a little chip on your shoulder. And guess what? Based off what they've told us on this show, both of those guys were the athletes that played with chips on their shoulder, whether it was Brendan Marion feeling like he was undersized or under recruited or overlooked, whether it's Coach Marr feeling like he's undersized at the linebacker are the same deal. You know, they feel like they have something to prove based off what they've done on the football field, in life, and in their coaching past. I think all of it plays into the part to where it's gonna all come together this season to where it's gonna play out on the football field in a major way. And they're all going to be successful from what they've put in, whether it's in the past and now, to prepare for that. So I'm looking forward to it, dog.
Well, one thing I want to touch on that you said there, Chico. You said both of them have been on this program.
Both, not both of them. Both of them have been on the program.
Can't too many people say that, Chico.
Mm-hmm.
Can't too many people say that. I tell you another thing. You want to talk about the prime effect, Chico?
Okay.
You don't want to talk about the prime effect.
I mean, we can always talk about the prime effect.
I'll tell you about the prime effect. Again, 25 teams. 25 teams. Colorado came in 18. Interestingly enough, the team that came in number 1 is the team that got somebody from Prime.
Damn. LSU Tigers.
You got the LSU Tigers. Go Tigers came in at number 1 in their working of the portal for this year. So I just found it interesting because even coming off the draft, Chico, I get it. I get it. The draft is the draft. You either get your name called or you don't. But those of us who know, who've worked the system, been around the system like yours truly, and you, Chico, understand the draft ain't over when the draft ends because the undrafted free agents count as people who go into the NFL too.
Hell yeah, they get their opportunities, to go into the camp. And we got a number of them from Colorado. Unc, you want to go through those?
I do, but I want to set the stage for it first and foremost. Is like people keep trying to put this narrative out there that Coach Prime didn't have anybody drafted, from Colorado this year. But how did I mean, dog. Like every time it's him, the goalposts move a little bit. You get right to the finish line, like, oh no, you was an inch short. You got to go a little more. And so there was a long list, of guys who signed undrafted free agents, and then also those who got mini camp invites as well. Other schools count them, but when it come to Colorado, I guess we can't count them. Not to mention, if you really, really want to deep dive, look at the people who were coached by Prime for 1 or 2 years, transferred and went to the NFL. That ain't part of his coaching resume?
No, they're going to X that out.
Yeah.
Hey, shout out to Steve Maven, who have gifted 10 The Pregame Network memberships. So all you got to do, y'all got to go claim those. ASAPer. All right. ASAPer. Go claim those. And he just hit with a super chat also. Unc, try to read that, Unc.
See Maven AI, the $10 super chat. We appreciate that, CI and Chico. I'm not even going to read it on screen. I'm going to read it on my monitor over here. He says, don't play with a chip on your shoulder. Play with a clear mind. Football requires emotion, but winning requires control. See it, process it, trust it, execute. I like that, C Maven. Chico, let me run through some of these names, and I'm including people that coach. Okay. So y'all can go ahead, ball your fists up or unball your fists. I'm including people that he coached. So I'm gonna talk about Nikai Hill-Green going to the Rams because Coach Prime coached him. I'm gonna talk about Kevin Coleman, who Coach Prime recruited to JSU and announced out. He announced out there with you, Chico, didn't he? That he was coming to Jackson State and transferred to Missouri and got drafted to the Miami Dolphins. I'm going to talk about Colton Hood, who's going to New York, from Tennessee by way of Colorado. Yeah. I'm gonna say then I'm gonna talk about who got signed. Xavier Hill, offensive lineman. I call him Black Jesus, Olive Branch, Mississippi. Can't forget Preston Hodge has signed with Jacksonville, which we're gonna now call Boulder South. Arden Walker, Minnesota Vikings. Sincere Brown with the LA. I almost said San Diego again. LA Chargers. And the Giant himself signed with the Giants. Big Anquin Barnes is in New York. Camp invite, Keaton Wade. Got a camp invite to Kansas City. And I think he picked up another invite just the other day. Amari McNeil got a camp invite to the Panthers and Kansas City. Pause right there. Y'all can sleep on the Panthers if you want to. Panthers are going to win the division this year. Paul. Zay McGill, I'm sorry. Zay McGill, homeboy. Camp invite to right up the street to the Broncos. And, of course, the QB, Caden Salter, camp invites in the Tennessee Titans. I'm counting all them, Chico.
I count them too, Unc. Good job right there. I appreciate that. Shout out to all the guys getting their opportunities to go to camp. That's what a lot of people, all they want is that opportunity to go, dog, and see what they can do, see what they measure up at. And some people come to the realization that, hey, I'm not on that level. You know, I remember going to camps back in the day. I'm talking about like just regular football camps, right? The one where you get outside of your city, in your county, and you measure yourself against these other guys around the state and from outside of the state and stuff. Then you realize, oh, damn, they got 6'7" tight ends over there. You know, and that's why our coach was telling me I'm an SEC linebacker. Like that, I thought I was, but you realize that when you get outside of your area. And so some of these guys will realize that once they get outside of their school and get to the pros and get with the cream of the crop. And some of them going to realize I belong here. Right. And the coaches, just like we said about Cameron Simmons Craig last year, if he gets into camp, it's going to be hard to let him leave and walk out that door. So that's why we see him there to this day.
You can call the SWAT team, 82nd Airborne, the Rangers, SEAL Team 6. Ain't none of them going to get him out of there.
You feel me?
He embedded. Like, ain't none of them going to get about it.
What?
And I want to share this, Chico, from like personal experience. As many of the runners know, and I know you know, I worked in 2 sports agencies before shifting to the media side. And I'm not knocking getting drafted 6th or 7th round, whatever. I'm not knocking that. Drafted is drafted. But I do want to point out to the folks out there that there are a lot of times, more times than not, undrafted free agent is better than getting drafted in later rounds.
Exactly.
Well, why do you say that, Neil? I'm going to tell you why. Sometimes in the later rounds, a team is picking you just because they want to motivate Chico and light a spark under him and have no intentions of keeping you. When you go undrafted free agent, you get to decide where you go. And so you're entertaining offers from various teams, and your agent, and what I was agent assistant working the phones. I can remember vividly, man, being down there in the county, Wayne County in Mississippi, with Benito Jones, D lineman out of Ole Miss. And we were doing his draft stuff on that Saturday, and got time for undrafted free agent, and we're fielding calls. And you're sitting there not just looking at, okay, who's offering what money and what terms, but what does their current room look like in the contractual structure of those guys? And so, this team may be offering you 15, 20 grand more, but this other team that's 20 grand less has an injured guy in front of you and a guy that's aging out in front of you. Well, your odds of making the team for the team that's 20 grand less.
Yeah.
You know, and so you have to look at those things, and you get to cherry pick and be like, oh man, I think I'm going to go here because my odds and what I bring to the table fit their needs better than just going for who picked you. And then I'm getting release, cut away, or whatever. So shout out to undrafted free agents. I count them. You know, I get people who nitpick and say, no, we're only going to mention people drafted. I get that. But from a programmatic standpoint, a coaching standpoint, putting your mark on people as they move up in the game of professional sports. And man, big shout out right here, man. I can't forget White Jesus, Tristan Marwar, CFL.
I was just about to say that. Yep.
Yeah. I think 2nd round, 27 pick. Yep. You know, got drafted to the CFL. Like, man, that counts.
Hell yeah, it counts. Sure. CFL route is a great route to go. You know, I wish I would have took that advice when I got told to go there. Anyway, can't keep bringing it back to me. But we're going to put this picture up here so y'all can see Tristan Marwar. And I think where you go to Calgary Stampede. Shout out to him. Big time pickup right there, man. Big time opportunity to go back to his home country and play some good old American football with a young fella.
Yeah, and Chico, that counts. Like, that counts. When you go, you know, to trade school to learn a trade, or when you go to college to get a degree or experiences, or when you go to the military, all of it is designed and predicated on the premise of I'm going to move up when my training at this level is complete.
Yeah.
And so when you move up in rank or move up to the professional ranks where you're getting paid, I don't care if it's UFL, CFL, NFL, or VL down there with Chico and Selma.
OVL.
If you get paid to do it, it worked.
Yeah. I'll take that. Speaking of getting paid to do it, damn, we can go so many spaces with this just off that pivot right there. With everything going on in the entertainment world, Vlad TV and Ari Spears and Boosie, we can go there. But before we do that, you talked about free agents. We're going to give a shout out to somebody Coach Prime gave a shout out to, right? That's going to be the quarterback from Vanderbilt, Diego Pavia.
Okay.
He signed with the Ravens. And, with all of his success in college and what he did, 3,500 passes and 29 TDs and things of that nature. But his measurables wasn't there. But you bring him into the Ravens camp. What do you think about that situation with him going to Ravens camp and him going undrafted, being like a 5'11" quarterback?
Dog, I just say this.
5'10",
I love starting where you end.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm going to start with the metrics of his height.
Okay, Sean.
Man, I done stood next to Russell Wilson and interviewed him. Ain't no way he 5'11", 6 feet. And Seattle got Super Bowl. We talked about, some of the D linemen coming out in this year's draft and how you have to, like you did with Warren Sapp, ignore the metrics. Because what you see on film is what they do. And that's real game speed against real live bullets against real live competition. And I understand getting somebody's wingspan, their foot size, and the size of their hand, and how all that has an impact on the ball. I get it. But what I also get is what I saw. And what I saw in this kid from Vanderbilt is I saw a guy who could play ball.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Chico, here is the pivot. We talk about the combine and we talk about the interview processes and senior days and all that. And we talked about how it has one thing in common, and that is to drive the cost down, not up.
You did say that. And
so just like the Browns did with Shedeur last year, and even though it was much more orchestrated and BS, you get a $30 million guy for $3 million.
Mm-hmm. For the low skin.
Yeah. And so it's the same situation here. The dude can ball. And at some point, he's going to have the opportunity, to prove it. And he may have to take a 3.5 step drop to see over his line, or he may have to roll out like Wilson to see over his line. But you can't argue with the results.
Yeah. Well, as you've said many times before, sometimes, most times, all the time, the draft doesn't define you. The right locker room does. Get into the right team in the right situation. That's what your play on the field defines you, not where you got picked at.
James Harrison, Debo, the first undrafted guy to be defensive player of the year. Like he didn't get drafted.
Mm-hmm.
And they had everything in the book against him metric wise.
Yeah.
Use it.
We'll see, man. Hey, man, good luck to him. Like I said, we saw Coach Prime send out a good luck to him. And he also said he's happy for everybody. Everybody going to critique all the things that Coach Prime says online, whether he, give a shout out to Diego Pavia or give a shout out to Big Dog Chico. They're going to say, well, hell, he didn't give a shout out to Neely. You know what I mean? So
I don't know why people like that, man. They just look for the negative. A joker tweet he liked pizza, and they say, man, you heard Prime said he hate chicken, huh? That man did not say that. That man said he liked pizza. And one thing I say about Prime, and Chico, I'm working on it. Maybe I should have paid a little better attention in Sunday school, and I just went for the lemon cookies. Prime, y'all may have picked up on, because he said it publicly before, he don't wish ill on somebody, even if wishing ill on them would bring him success. Like when those first 2 years at Colorado and we had an opportunity to be bowl game this or go here, but somebody else had to lose, and they're like, Coach, are you rooting for them to lose? Like, man, I'm not built like that, dog.
Yeah.
Like we had our opportunities and we did what we do. It don't matter what nobody else do. So I'm not going to sit up here and hope somebody go through what my son went through. Like what that.
Damn.
Like I want people to be happy and successful. It ain't got, I'm not wired that way. And a lot of us, Chico, ain't built like that. Like we spend so much time trying to get even with people who did us wrong, that we never take a moment to try to get even with people who did us right.
True.
Why don't you take some time and do that? Like, instead of trying
Right.
to, vengeance is mine, said the Lord. Instead of trying to get back at somebody who harmed you, how about be like Prime and, man, get back at somebody that did right by you.
Mm. Be like Prime. Like that one. Might be a shirt right there.
Oh man,
I wanna
let's do
I wanna be like
it. Chico, can I hit you with some NBA?
All right, let's do it. NBA action.
Man, jokers just don't want to take no rest, man. You know, you get a couple of days off, you go ahead and close your series. Shout out to the Spurs. They did theirs. Spurs 114-95 of the Trailblazers. They closed it out 41.
Hey man. Hey, the Spurs really impressed me with what they've done. You know, we expected them to kind of be lackadaisical or not have their I guess their moral compass with Wemby not being out there, but they really showed that they can play as a team. They can share the ball. That damn Champagne can really shoot it from three. Harrison Barnes out there also. I really like Stephon Castle and De'Aaron Fox, how they play off each other. But when Wemby came back last night and blocking the ball everywhere, anchoring the defense, man, that guy there is an alien. I told my son last night, right, this is what I did, real talk, because he loves Godzilla and stuff. I said, look, there's an alien on TV. Look. He looked up there. I said, look at the tall guy right there. Watch this. As soon as I said, watch this, threw up alley hoop. He missed the alley hoop, got the rebound, and dunked it again. I said, see, that's an alien, son. That's an alien. That guy there, man.
What planet he from?
I don't know what planet he from. We got to come up with a name what planet he from, dog, because, whoo, there's.
Well, I'm going to tell you, Chico, you recall, the haters going to get the hate now. I told y'all when we did the pre-playoff show in the morning run, if anybody can beat OKC and keep them from repeating and coming out the West, it is the Spurs. And then, you know, Wemby went down to concussion. They bounced back from that. I mean, you think about, man, a lackadaisical game when he came back from the concussion and he had blocks. That's 16 points you don't rob them people of. And that ain't counting the ones he altered. I'm talking about the ones he just straight up blocked. If you say they were finna go in, that's 16 points off the board, man. It don't even matter. Exactly. And he scored 27 with it.
Damn. Man, so cool. I saw him pull up for a 3 one time. And you know, you pull up for a shot, you feel like you're gonna miss it. So you go chase after it. He's so big and athletic, man. He can pull up, take 2 dribbles, pull up over someone, make the shot, but he also can be at the basket for the rebound fast enough if it comes off the rim. That's what we're dealing with right here, dog.
And let me tell you this, Chico. And
alienation.
You can put a single shot on me for this one. This is a message to Wemby.
This is crazy.
Wemby, I know I don't know you, don't know me, but I love you like a play cousin. You got everything in the bag, brother. There's one thing you got to work on this offseason.
What's that?
You got to learn how to fall. you fall like a baby newborn giraffe. Like a giraffe ain't got arms. Dog, don't brace your fall with your chin. You got to brace your fall with your arms.
Yeah.
So I want you to get a big old gymnastic mat. Nice and cushy. I want you to just practice falling, man.
Just fall.
You got to learn how to fall, dog. Like
you know, but every time he falls and gets up or, you know, stops and start herky jerk type movement and stuff, man, I'm just impressed. God created a 7'5" human being that doesn't have the ailments and discomforts it seems like the other guys we've seen, Sean Bradley, George Muir's son, Manute Bol. This is a 7'5" guy that's actually he just happens to be tall. You know, everything seemed to work well on him. Knock on wood. Hopefully we don't see no foot or Joel Embiid type injuries and stuff. Man, this is something that we've never seen before. Like I said, it's an alien, son. I'm gonna tell the memes that say I'm gonna tell my son this was. I'm gonna tell my son. I'm gonna tell my son.
You've already done it.
This is a real monster right here.
You've already done it. Knicks 126, Hawks 97. Knicks going up 3-2. And this is the one, the head scratcher right here, man. 76ers 113, Celtics 97. Boston leads it 3-2, but damn, the Sixers just it's man, and you ever sprayed a roach and just come back and not even went like, I bet you were dead.
Yeah. I put a lot of traps for y'all.
Yeah, like damn.
Just go away. You're not supposed to win this. All right. Don't y'all know you're not supposed to win? But tell that to Joel Embiid. 33 points last night. He's get 12 of 23 shooting. VJ Edgecombe, 10 points. I saw him make a big three. He went 3 of 6 from the 3-point land. Of course, Tyrese Maxey, 25 points. 18 for Quentin Grimes, also for the Sixers. Big team win for them. I saw Jason Tatum go down last night. It was almost like everybody gasped for air when they saw him go down. It's still kind of nervous and cautious about him in his situation. We'll see if they can sustain and get this win, get this series win.
Yeah. Tonight, hump day, Wednesday. Damn, my legs and ready to spread. Magic and the Pistons. Orlando is up 3-1. Chico.
No one saw that one coming, Coach. Nobody saw that one coming.
God. Chico.
All right.
Chico. Now, here's the thing now. We own up to it. Me and Chico own up to it if we call them wrong. We own up to it, we call them right. Me and you both had the Pistons going very far in this thing, but now we said after that game one, we like, man, they better take these boys serious.
Yeah. And
then they bounced back and took them serious, and then was like, oh, no, we're going to go back to the other way we played where y'all just dominate us.
And then, you know what happened? That dunk, Kane over Duran, that's like punching the bully in the mouth in front of his family and his friends. And that just does something psychological to both teams. You know what I mean?
Man, if Dolomite was here, Dolomite would say, what do you call nuts on your chest? I would call them chestnuts, baby.
Chestnuts.
Well, what do you call nuts on your chin? That dump.
Hold on. Oh, there it is right there. Let me see if I can get this on the screen. That was undamn believable, dog. If y'all seen that dunk, let us know in the chat right now. Because old boy just made a name for himself.
Yeah, that was grown man. Look, nuts going right to the chin. I try to tell you.
Damn.
The other one, Chico, you remember the Cavaliers made some moves, brought in some pieces to try to get over their hump. Speaking of hump day, 2-2 with the Raptors.
Yeah. Scotty Barnes and them really balled out. I like what I saw. Now, another game we talk about where we said that if you lose one like this, you're going to have to steal one away because of the way you lost the previous one. And this one right here is going to go under that category of losing one that you should have had if you're the Cleveland Cavaliers, because y'all had that game, I think, in the last probably 4 minutes or so. And then Toronto just finds a way to will themselves to that win, man. R.J. Barrett can't be stopped when he gets to that low post and use that left hand off the glass. Brandon Ingram came up with some big timely shots, and Scotty Barnes really willed those guys to the win. It just seemed like Cleveland didn't have anybody. James Hart standing over there to the side. Spider Mitchell having to bring, and Spider Mitchell having to bring the ball down court. He's like a 2-guard that's having to bring the ball down. He's like, man, I'm a shooter. I don't really dribble like that much with somebody putting pressure on me. And he got ripped. So I think there's some holes in this Cleveland team.
I hate to pivot right here because, of course, we're not going to forget to talk about the Rockets and the Lakers in the late night game. Lakers are up 3-1. We're going to get to that. But you just mentioned something about Harden. And I just got to ask you, man, like, your opinion, no right or wrong. Chat, y'all chime in, let us know. How is history going to remember Westbrook and Harden? They once played together in OKC. Dynamic damn individuals, but wherever they go, it just don't get over the damn hump with them out there. Like, what be wrong, Chico? James can play.
Yeah, but from what I saw, man, is that dog when it matters.
Mindset.
When it matters, though, and that's in crunch time. When you saw Kobe not being afraid to take the shot and shoot an air ball, when you saw him, later on take the shot and he's switching it, he's making those shots. You have to be ball. You have to call for the damn ball, dog. You can't be over there in the corner, just with your Velcro beard on, just watching. and letting the man get ripped. Man, you're the point guard at this moment. You got the handles. You've been going one-on-one for years. It's James Harden time now, baby. Take it back to the Houston days where you just
take
rock
it
him to sleep.
take it back to February, March. What is it
Yeah.
about April and May? Like, I don't know. Just go back to December.
Goodness gracious. Do your thing, dog. You know, that's what we're waiting on. And this is the time to do it now. It's like going to a party, talk about how much you could dance, and then you go there and stand on the wall. When they play back that ass up. It's time to go now.
You on the dance floor, they play back that ass up. I know you going out there.
Yes, I mean behind the girls, yeah. But you running out there first.
Chico said no. Yes. Hey man, shout out to Reef. I ain't seen Reef in a minute. Reef said Harden will be remembered as one of the most influential players of all time while not being able to finish in the playoffs most times. Miss Bunch of what else? Leave the game and Russ, Harden, and KD. Man, I don't get it, dog. I don't know how the hell you can play ball in February and most of March and get to April and can't play ball no more.
That's crazy.
Like what?
How? Yeah, you're going to have to find a way to do something, dog. You got to find a way to
all right, late show, the late game. Chico, I told you in the pre-playoff show in the morning run, I had the Lakers at 5. I told you Houston Rockets, Spaceless Rockets. I don't give about a damn what's in my pockets. Lakers in 5. Lakers are up 3-1, going back to LA tonight for the 9 p.m. Central Time game. Rockets, Lakers. Can the Rockets do it again, or this is it?
Man, hell no. Y'all go ahead and go to Cancun. Go down there to Galveston, Texas, somewhere. Take y'all ass to LA, Montgomery, go to Magic City.
I want to ask you again just so I get the hell off. Can the Rockets do it again?
Let me my bad. That was a Big Dog Chico natural reaction right there. Technically they can. Will they? Hell no. Not against my Lakers. Not this time, dog. It's LeBron time now. Now, just like I talked about,
not at home to close it out.
Just like we just talked about. Watch the difference. We just talked about James Harden over there in the corner, not calling for the ball in crunch time, watching this guy get ripped. I guarantee you, in my Charles Barkley voice, I guarantee you ain't gonna see LeBron doing that if the game get close. 4 minutes to go, 3 minutes to go. LeBron's going to have the ball in his hand. He's going to be making a decision. You know what I mean? And that's what we need to see Harden and the other guys do. That's the difference between being a champion, dog mentality. Is that right there, LeBron James. And the way that he steps up in those fourth quarters and crunch time and things of that nature. That's the difference, dog. That's the difference between being ordinary and extraordinary. It's the extra.
The difference between ordinary and extraordinary is the extra. Merch.
I thought I'm thinking, damn, did I say something wrong over here? No, okay.
No, but I mean, I'm like, I spell ordinary in my head. I didn't spell extraordinary. The difference is the extra.
It's the extra. Now look at that and let that sit in right to sink in. LeBron James has been in the league longer than he hasn't. Go.
It's a mofo, man. It's a mofo. Like, it's just a mofo. Like, it's just. You get a point, Chico. You're like, man, I ain't got no words for this shit no more, man. I ain't even entertain idiots who don't even want to just acknowledge what you see and you ain't seen. Because I'm gonna tell you this, Chico. Chico, you ready for this?
I'm ready.
Whatever you pick, let's say you like Michael Jordan because he won 6 championships. At some point, that's going to happen again. What you seen LeBron James do, I don't care if it's this many points, this many playoff appearances, whatever it is. I don't care if it's passing to his son on alley-oop. You think shit you ain't. This will never happen again. So just salute it, man. Just salute it and stop hating. What you watching, what you seeing will never, ever happen again. Like you're seeing things that just by the structure of the league and how people had manage their bodies, whatever, this is not happening no more. Somebody gonna win 6 championships again. Somebody gonna take off from the free throw line and dunk again. But you seeing old LeBron, what's his middle name, Chico? You love making up middle names.
LeBron Cleophas James. He got an old man middle name. His mama wanted to go old manish.
Chico, can I give you just a stat that don't mean nothing but to make you say, damn?
Okay. Uh-oh, we got a long pause. Did we lose Unc? Or is it just me?
Insane stat of the day, Reef. No, you there?
Okay, there we go. Go ahead, Unc.
It's dragging, but let me know when you hear me.
It's dragging. Runners, y'all okay?
Insane stat of the day. This is an insane stat that don't. This is an insane stat of the day that don't mean nothing but can tell you a lot.
All right.
Steph Curry, you know how great he is.
Right.
Steph Curry has missed the playoffs 40% of his career. Steph Curry has missed the playoffs 40% of his career. LeBron James has been in the finals for 43% of his.
Damn.
Come on, man.
Damn.
Come on, man.
It says a lot. It don't mean anything too much, but it says
one of the
damn
great,
lot.
one
I
of
would
the
argue that
greatest
it means
ever
a lot.
do it. Yeah. You got the greatest shooter in NBA history that missed the playoffs 40% of his career. And you got another dude who's been in the finals, which is the last part of the playoffs, for 43% of his.
All I can say is what Rick James said. Cold blooded. That's out to it. Lebanon, LeBron James. That's my dog. And if anybody got a problem, let me know. Because that's my dog.
I'm with you, Reef. If you want to go from just prognosis and tea leads, all Wimby got to do is stay healthy.
Here's the thing, though.
Wimby can stay healthy for 15 years, for 15 seasons. Wimby gonna be that mofo.
Yeah, he will. Here's the thing, though. Shout out to our dog, Stephen A. Smith, once again. Shout out to you, Stephen A. So I got to get Unc's opinion on this one right here, dog. You said, and Unc said it earlier too, though, basically. He said, I don't give a damn if LeBron James got in a hyperbaric chamber and added 10 years to his damn life. They ain't beating Oklahoma City. Damn.
Yeah, that's a strong opinion and another goalpost opinion. Like you're not even letting the man get past this series before you already predicted his demise. One of the things you and I talked about, and this is when we thought Luka and AR were going to play. We were like, hey, it ain't nobody in the NBA want to face them three. And then when they went down, you were like, okay, without them, he can beat Houston, but anybody after that will be difficult. But I'm never, if LeBron James is on the floor or on the team, I'm never going to emphatically count that team out.
Yeah.
Look at the teams that he took to the finals. That joker took me and Boobie Gibson to the finals.
Yeah, get through some teams also to do that.
Yeah. So I'm not going to just be that damn belligerent about it, especially when. Can we appreciate the moment when we in and what we're seeing him do against these Houston Rockets before we start etching in the tombstone for the next series?
Yeah. Like, damn, you already doing that. Look at Big Perk's face. Like, God damn, Stephen A. You ain't gonna let the man get out the series versus the Rockets? I mean, I understand. Though. He want to find a way to attach and attack LeBron James' name for whatever reason. Whether it's clicks, views, or he just feels that way, I don't know. But OKC, they're playing well. They're playing some great basketball, but they could be beaten. Gee, they could be beaten.
I love it.
How though? Probably Stephen will say how. Well, Lakers gonna have to be on the A game, and we might have to have a couple injuries on the the Thunder part, but it could be done, dog.
Yeah,
It could
it'll
be
be
done.
done. But like I said, man, can we watch tonight?
Yeah.
Can we play tonight? It's like I don't care what Chico do on today's show. Today's show good. Chico kicking ass. But I bet you July 4th he won't. Like, come on, dog. Like
Chico party was jumping last night, but some girls weren't talking about nothing.
But Chico got off the wall when they played Back That Ass Up. You the first one out there.
Did y'all see Uncle Neely getting dragged up out of that thing early? He was already drunk, 9:30. He was there with the doors open.
Let me
There's
tell you.
always one joker that be at the party with the doors open.
Hey, runners. Hey, runners, let me tell you one of the things about Uncle Chico. Chico on the morning run.
Mm-hmm.
You got to be careful when you throw a good one. Either way, it could be Chico throwing a good one to me or me throwing a good one on Chico. You got to be careful of your timing and spacing because all the joker go do is add on to what you said. Like I be like, yeah, Chico is the first one out there. Well, you was the first one out there with a not your shirt. It's like, come on, like don't try.
You got ordinary, and then you got
extra. And the difference is the extra.
Hey, I can't even take credit for that. Shout out to Caitlin Clark. And this is a major move off the court for her. She's officially becoming a children's book author. Shout out to Caitlin. She said she could do everything. Her debut.
She got a lot of pictures in it for you.
Exactly, because her book is entitled Extraordinary, a little extra to reach the big dreams. And that's for you right there, Unc. A little extra to reach big dreams. What do you think about Caitlin producing a children's book? And do you think this is something I feel like, do you think this is something that every athlete should do? Every athlete with a name should do something like this.
I don't know about something like this because a book, a children's book, any kind of book may not be your thing. But I will tell you this: we way past the days of shut up and dribble, like that lady told LeBron. Like you can do whatever you want to do. You don't have to be monolithic in what you do. Like Chico is allowed to have a prime parent show, the morning run, and then travel to the North Shore and cover an athlete, and then sell merch. And have a newspaper. Like he is allowed to do anything his capacity and bandwidth allows him to do, including the right to fail and be wrong. And so I don't give a damn if nobody buy the book. If this was her passion, what she wanted to do, man, God bless her. Don't let nobody put you in your box just because you're an athlete that you can't do nothing but that. We didn't get to see the fulfillment of it because of the tragic helicopter crash, but Kobe was finna get knee deep in the movies and filmmaking and storytelling in his post career. And so particularly about this book, there's a young woman on the cover. I'm sure it's going to be attractive to little girls and letting them know as a father of two daughters, man, you can do anything.
Yeah.
Just put the extra in ordinary. You ain't got to limit yourself for other people's comfort. As
Yes,
Deion Sanders would say, don't allow my confidence to offend your insecurities.
Mm-hmm. And as Reef said, this book will allow you to read with your finger, as you.
Yeah, Chico. Chico wanted to be a pop-up book, Reef. He knew he used to pop up books. And
it could be an audio book. You feel me? It be the audio book. Now you ain't got to read nothing. You ain't got to follow along with nothing. You got to just listen.
Man, C Maven AI. Shout out to C Maven AI. Dropping another 50 on the super chat. We appreciate, love those supers, man. It's how we pay the bills and pay Chico to shut up. To the TMR family. That includes y'all's runners. Because they say the TMR family, Unc and Chico. So this is all of y'all. This 50 is for all of y'all. Thank you for letting C Maven AI post for the fam. This has been humbling as I work to bring generative AI, HI, artificial intelligence guided by human intelligence to the mainstream. Respect to the fam. Hey, respect to you, C Maven AI. You build your first robot, man. Make mine a woman. Send it down here.
Yeah. Shout out to all the bots out there and all the artificial intelligence and things of that nature. And I think that's what kind of propel books like this to happen. You could really write a book on Chat GPT nowadays and just edit that thing, add in a little bit more, send it back to chat, and come up with a book like this. Easy money. Hard work matters. Effort creates greatness. Appreciate family, coaches, teammates, and supporters. That's what this book is all about. That's what the message for kids. This is a big time situation, I think, for all athletes to take advantage of. Go out there and write you a children's book. You scared?
See, baby, I don't think he was calling you a bot. He was saying, like, thank you, Steve Maven and the bots, not you are not Steve Maven and the bots.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My cousin is he works he does cybersecurity, and he has created some bots. And I'll just leave it at that. How about we just go to another subject? Shout out to Andrew Berry and the Cleveland Browns. He's good. Make some noise for them.
Why?
Because of what they've done in the draft,
What
in
they
my
did.
opinion.
I know
you don't like them.
No, I'm setting the stage for you. I'm setting the stage for you. What they did.
Yeah. What they did. They had an excellent draft. I feel like they got an A+ in their draft. They maximized those draft picks. They added competition at those positions. And Andrew Berry also came out there and said, we like to keep 3 QBs and another on practice squad. That's the question. Everybody's asking out there.
Before I start celebrating them, I need to know which 3 is all I'm saying.
Oh, I see where you're going with this. Well, I'm going to tell you which 3 I think, and you can tell me which 3, but I'm reading right here that 3 + 1 = 4, right?
Every day.
So they got 4 on the roster. So it looks like they're going to be keeping 4 on the roster because one of them going to be a practice squad QB, which Taylor Green would be the ideal practice squad QB that you can have on your roster to mimic and run the opposing team's offense, scout team, mimic their quarterback and stuff, right? While he develops and get experience there, and you can evaluate what he can do from there, right? From the scout team. But then you still have your 3 primary quarterbacks.
Stop dodging the big bullet, man. Talk about Watson and Shedeur. Stop dodging it.
No, I'm not dodging. I'm getting to it.
Okay, get to it then.
So now you got your 3 quarterbacks, in which we know who the starting quarterback competition is between Watson and Shedeur.
Okay.
Question is, what will you do with that 3rd QB once you see the talent of Green on the scout team? Are you able to build up the value for one of these 3 quarterbacks in the preseason? And I think we know that we're going to keep the Shedeur Sanders, whether he has time to develop behind the Deshaun Watson based off what he does in the preseason, whether he just builds up his value for trade, or he builds up and shows you that he could be the starter for this team, and we can actually get some production out of him this year, and we can keep Shedeur continuing to develop because we feel like he has a little bit more time in that sense. But just like Uncle Neely said on the past show, if he comes out there and shows in the preseason that he is that guy, then he'll be that guy. So I think I don't think it's a mucked up position that the Browns are in. I think they're in a favorable position for them. And I think that all they have to do now is evaluate and make the right decision. And only way to go is up from here. And that's the problem, I think, on your end.
That's the challenge. Like Chico, I love the way you tied up and before you handed off in the backfield to fullback Neely, because you gave it to me just right. That's the challenge right there. Will they mess it up? Let me just say this, Chico. Let's give the presumption that Watson is healthy and can play, right? I haven't seen that for myself. I'm not evaluating with the Browns. I'm just going to get that presumption. We're only down to 2 people that can lead this team, and that is Shedeur Sanders and Deshaun Watson. We're only down to 2. What you saw from Dylan Gabriel this past year, nobody's going to want him. He doesn't have a body of film work that will make somebody who has an injured QB in August say, hey, Browns, send us Dylan Gabriel. We need him so we can salvage our season. You only have 2 people on your roster that can do that right now, and that is Deshaun Watson or Shedeur Sanders. Those are the only 2 people who have a talent worthiness that somebody else wants or somebody else could need in the future. And so for me, the quagmire is at some point, if I'm the Browns, I have to publicly show that Deshaun can still play, but I also have to make sure Shedeur is ready. And you're already seeing that they're getting about equal reps, at least that first OTAs they did. Because that's where they are. Now, I will say this from a human standpoint, Big Dog Chico, BIGGDOGG.
4Gs.
You're exactly right. Having options is never a problem. Most teams out there know who their starter is, and they're going into camps with that starter and so forth. And so maybe it is a blessing to have to be able to make a decision. But that's when the trick comes in. Are these folks capable of making the right decision, especially when one of these dudes is saddling you for about the tune of $40 million?
Right.
So is this going to be a business decision? Is it going to be a win now decision? What's best for the future? And we just take that loss like we've been taking it? We'll see. But to me, Gabriel is the non-issue. Like, you can play him all of August right up to week 1, and he ain't finna do nothing to make the phone ring and somebody say, I want him.
You don't think so? You don't think that a team like, let's say, and maybe not the Falcons right now, they got Tua, they have Penix, but you do have the guy who drafted or you know.
Here's what I'm saying, Chico.
Draft.
Don't hold me to a name. Here's what I'm saying. Let me get to you mathematically. If my starter or backup goes down in camp, and I'm like Coach Prime, I'm not wishing that on nobody, but you know, people get hurt. This is a violent collision sport. If my backup or starter goes down in camp, I think there are other backups and practice squad people that bring more to the table than Dillon Gabriel does. So I would go after one of them before I went after him. Hell, I called the Ravens and tried to get paid Pavia before I went after Gabriel.
Damn.
Yeah, I would. Because let me tell you this. You know why? Let me compare the last games I've seen from both of them. You want Vanderbilt last game, or you want the Browns last game with Dillon Gabriel?
Well, I would take the guy that's already played in the league, but I like Pavia because
I'm being a little shitty. You know, I'm just nitpicking, but you know.
But I like Pavia because of his scrambling ability. He's a little bit more mobile than Gabriel. Might be the same size, you know. So I think both of them will struggle getting the ball downfield consistently. I think they're more of dink and dunk type guys. I think they'll survive on. I think Gabriel will survive on somebody's roster, probably for a long time in the NFL. You know.
Oh, absolutely.
He'll do the right things. And he has a good pedigree.
Potentially.
Yeah.
Kellen Moore, who's head coaching the Saints now.
Mm-hmm. Right. You'll see him transition right into that coaching role.
Kellen Moore was a backup quarterback for years, got opportunities. Somebody got hurt, went to offensive coordinator. You know, Dillon Gabriel has a lot to offer football. I'm just not saying he is a NFL franchise leading, get you to the playoffs or beyond quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
He's not Shedeur Sanders.
No doubt. I don't think so either. Well, if they're going to be playing or keeping 3 quarterbacks and 1 for the practice squad, I don't think that, you know, that's a terrible situation. I just think that it's just so happened that you have a guy with the cachet of a Shedeur Sanders there, and then you have a guy that you pay $40-some million in Deshaun Watson, that you don't really know what you're going to get from him, but you have to find out. You got to find out at some point.
Hey, 420, my first announcement when the head coach of Blackburn Middle School told me he was moving me to ROLB. Went home, told family, said, yeah, Coach Sutton said, I'm going to play right outside linebacker. Then the next day I found out it'd be a rollout lay on bench. Get your ass on that sit down somewhere.
Just get out the way, dog.
Get out the way. Get out the way.
Stay back. Stay back.
ROLB, roll out, lay on bench.
I don't used to hear stay back, get out the way so much. Get out the way, stay back next time. Wait till we get a big lead.
Hey, but then here's when you knew you with that guy. When they would get mad that like Chico wasn't standing next to them. Where Chico? Man, stay next to me, man, when I need you. And so
Yeah,
then
yeah.
you go try to fill that space, be like,
Stand
hey,
next
get
to
the
him.
way back, move.
You go there and try to stand next to him in the spot he want Chico in.
Yeah. Man, I can't even thank everybody crowd me, man. Move. Coach, I didn't want you to have to look for me. Wait a minute, like, look at you.
I'm not looking for you. I know where you at. You're supposed to be on the right and left bench. We need to be about 21 before you come stand in this spot over here, dog. You over there, go back over there and chew on that mouthpiece. The one that you let boil too long in the pot. Now it's just flat.
Yeah. It won't even fit your teeth. It's just plastic in your mouth.
That is some old school stuff right there.
Hey man, you remember standing on that pot trying to time it?
Trying to time it. You got to get it perfect. Can't be too hot now.
Yeah.
And you can't put it in your mouth too hot to shape it.
No.
You know what I mean? You'll burn your damn
it's
gums
it's
off.
perfect. It's like Shedeur said, it's perfect timing to get that thing to adjust to your teeth.
Timing. That is some amazing old school stuff that these kids don't know nothing about. Do they still have to kind of shape and mold their mouthpieces?
No, man, they get the things fitted now. Man, they bite down on something and get them fitted to their mouth.
Motherfucker can talk clearly.
Mm-hmm.
They can speak clearly with theirs in. That's crazy.
Like Steph Curry just be chewing on his.
Yeah. Like a little, like Mike F said, like a little 10-year-old out there chewing on the pacifier. Just bouncing around. Oh man! Last thing, we didn't even touch this before we go, man. Quarterback from Texas Tech, what the hell going on? He's going to treatment for gambling. Yeah.
Oh man, I didn't hear that, Chico. I ain't up on it.
Let me see. I'll bring it up right here. Texas Tech quarterback Brendan Sorsby takes leave for gambling addiction treatment. 22-year-old, fifth-year senior transferred to Texas Tech in January on a $4 million plus NIL deal after a strong 2025 season at Cincinnati, where he threw for over 2,800 yards and 27 touchdowns.
He must don't look like you.
No doubt. He don't look like me or
I'm
you.
just sitting there saying, I mean, I get sports updates, and if we had a Power 4 quarterback look like me went to gambling treatment, I'd heard about it.
You ain't lying.
It's just like all these other coaches that get a little side cat and get paraded like they done robbed a bank. Vapor will get to go to treatment.
Right. Well, this kid right
here. I don't want no treatment that could keep me from liking Coochie, Chico.
No, we was talking about a Texas Tech quarterback. How we get you know what? This is the morning run. I can't ask no question about how we get there. Hell, this morning run is Uncle Chico. That's how we got there. All we got to do is bring up anything, and we can go anywhere.
I mean, it is our show.
Take a look. It's in a book.
Reading Rainbow. I mean, that's right, Lisa Damon. I mean, no pun on your name. Chauncey Billups got paraded around. They said the mob was involved. We ain't never seen none of them. He ain't get to go to rehab. Coach in Michigan didn't get to go to rehab. Vapor got to go to rehab during the draft.
Damn. When they knew the stories was going to cover it up, the draft stories will cover up all of that story right there. They announced it right before the draft, just because of that. They know it's going to be a big story week. We'll announce it now. It'll get blown over. Unless Charles White talk about it.
I will circle back and say this, Chico. Now that you made me aware of it. Find yourself addicted to anything. Find yourself you just can't say no. You find yourself where you're making just improper decisions. Man, seek help. Call somebody. There's a friend out there for you, whether it's one of these national hotlines or somebody just right down the street from or the hallway from you. So I hope he gets the help that he is seeking. Wish him nothing but the best. But I was just pointing out the duality of this flawed system that depending on who you are and what you look like, there's one fork in the road and another fork in the road for everybody else. And until we get to a place where the road ain't got but one shot and that shot is for everybody, the morning run just got to point it out when we see it.
Mm-hmm. Hey, dog.
Yeah. I mean, they said Colorado, even their first year, they were talking about shooting dice in the locker room and fighting. They didn't have no evidence of it. It's just like, man, come on, man.
Yeah. Well, Unc,
Yeah.
let me see. I think that's it. I think we had one more thing to talk about right here before we get up out of this thing. Make sure y'all hit the like, subscribe, comment, let us know where you're checking in from. This is the morning run, TMR Live, 429-26. You feel me? Where we going, Unc, before we go, man? Yeah, anything else
Hell, if we
for the
don't
people
pray,
out
so I'm
there?
gonna pray for everybody. I got that one from my grandma when I try to get in her business.
Yeah, she definitely
Big
said
mom, where
that.
you finna go? To hell if I don't pray, get out of my business, boy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the grown folks' business.
You
All
better,
right,
you
looking
better.
for NBA playoffs tonight. Make sure y'all go to mybookie.ag. Use the promo code BIGGDOGG. That's 4Gs. Go to mybookie.ag. Big Dog is the code to use. I think we covered everything. Sorsby, QB battle. You saw Cordell Stewart talk about that. It kind of went viral. So
Yeah, and one thing we gotta hop on Friday, Chico. No time for it today. Got left off this segment. Want to talk about the proposed imminent expansion of the NCAA March Madness brackets to 76. We got to talk about, man, is this about competition and true championship, or just about money and trying to make sure the big boys don't leave?
it's all about that money.
That damn money. That money's money.
Money. Hell of a segue from Stormsby gambling addition to a betting promo. Easky.
We stopped by Cat first, though. We went by Cat first.
And we also said if you have a problem, call somebody. You understand me?
that.
This is for people who don't have a problem. It's
Because
for
in the
legal.
road, in the words of the road dog Jesse James, if you don't know, your ass better call somebody.
Shit. That's like saying, hey, why are we at a venue and they're serving drinks, but then they say don't drink and drive?
Man, I had a joker last night, Chico.
It should not be allowed to drive here if we got alcohol at this establishment.
Well, Chico, Joker told me he had to hide his drink the other night because his pastor walked in the bar. I said, he the one walked in the bar. He
walked in the bar.
What are you doing here?
What we doing? You think he came in here for fellowshipping, to talk and to have fun? No, he want to drink too, or he looking for somebody who's been on that drink. One or the other. Take your pick.
I got
he ain't
that
come for the
drink
music.
in my club.
He ain't come for the hospitality. He walked in. Did you hear the joke about the pastor walking into the bar?
I'm about to hear it now.
No, you're not. Thank y'all for coming out, man. This has been another episode of TMR Live, the morning run with Unc and Damn Chico, the biggest and the baddest.
I like that. Unc and Damn Chico. Little Damn Chico. What's up, little bro? What's up, little dog?
Coach Kelly will call yourself so smooth.
It's so smooth, man.
Maybe my name is Lil Dog.
Man, that joker is like a lead character out of blaxploitation movie, man. He's just smooth, man.
David Kelly as
David Kelly. And introducing Coach David Kelly as Coach David Kelly. What's up, little dog? What's up, player? You all right?
I can only be me.
Shout out to Coach Kelly, man.
Oh, man. All right. What was those T-shirts you say we got to come with, Unc? Y'all let us know.
We got the extraordinary.
Let us know in the chat. Y'all got T-shirt ideas that we need to come with, that we need to have. Put them in the chat right now for the next 30 seconds. We need T-shirt ideas in the chat.
When Chico been telling y'all about the merch update, it's coming in time, so y'all will have y'all stuff for fall camp. So this summer, the site gonna be major update with all the fall merchandise. So you're gonna have no excuse when fall camp come in August and the game start in September. So get ready.
Come to Hawaii. Make sure y'all call up T-Braids 808 Hawaii. You got friends or family that's coming here need their hair braided. They want to go to get me hair braided. Call up T-Braids 808 Hawaii. Follow on Instagram right now. Yeah. Let me see. He didn't come with lemon planks and Unc did.
So did.
Hey, that's a shirt. Like DJ Khaled said, God did. Unc did.
You better have some bait on that hook. You want me to bite it? I ain't biting no empty hook. Yeah, BUTT. You the butt God.
But God.
I mean,
so
you lean on the wall. They do you run out there? I ran out there.
Speaking of transitioning, so to speak, Unc said the other day, I'm talking about a damn shower. Unc took it to, you take the shower and you go stand on the wall and put your arm up here like you being frisked. Like, what we doing now? What we doing? It's been another episode of TMR Live with Uncle Chico, man. We're going to get up and out of here each and every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. You can find us right here on the Pregame Network. All right. Right after this, we're going to go live on Big Dog Chico's channel. Until next time, damn, Unc. Peace in the Middle East. Chill. We got to go to our sponsors right here, Unc, before we get up out of here, Unc. Here we go. Miss Denise Smith, 303-343-3515, DeniseSmithInsurance.com. Also, theboulderbroker.com. Make sure you go schedule your stay right there on the campus of CU and tell them that Uncle Neely sent you. Do that.
20%
check in.
20% off. 20% off. You better do it. But easy God. Work.
Tell them the but God sent you.
Boy, you gonna bust hell wide open. It's like Chris Evans told me. He said, Neely, you going to hell on a full scholarship.
Big gasoline draws on. All right, we out of here. Peace in the Middle East. Share y'all.